Cleanfax Women in Leadership series. I'm Elizabeth Christenson, Cleanfax editor. I'm joined by Lydia Akinyemi. Lydia is a driving force behind PuroClean of Southern Westchester in Ardsley, New York, alongside her husband. As the face of the business, Lydia embodies the couple's dedication to serving the community they've called home for more than 20 years. Lydia's leadership highlights the compassionate care and professionalism that defines their business. So I would like to dive into some of these questions with her today. Lydia, could you please give us a brief history of PuroClean of Southern Westchester and where your franchise is experiencing the most growth now?
We've been PuroClean, as you know, has been in business since 2001. But we actually got into the restoration industry about 10 years ago. And then we got into PuroClean specifically in 2016. After a lot of research, we did a lot of research and we just love the franchise. We love what the industry, we love the industry, but we also love what this specific franchise has to offer the community and what it represents, what the brand represents. So we went into PuroClean and then opened up the Southern Westchester office in Ardsley. And around 2017 is when we actually opened.
Well, then what motivated you to step up and become a leader in this business?
Well, so I'm the second of seven. My parents have seven children. In my family, everyone kind of plays a role. And I kind of naturally became the go-to person. I'm a problem solver by nature. And my career, my background before we started the restoration industry, or got into the restoration industry, was finance. So I grew in finance and I ended up in a more of a leadership position there. So once we transitioned to this, it was natural and easy for me to kind of take on that role. It was an easier transition. I would say it was meant to be, so to speak. And it's been fun, you know.
Yeah, and it sounds like you had a great background then in finance to move over into restoration. So then what does your day-to-day look like now in the business?
So now my day-to-day changes depending on the situation, but overall, I would say a lot of our day-to-day is, one, we have to go through everything that is outstanding. So our work in progress, I have our team meetings with our field team, with the project managers, and then we have our executive meetings. We have there's a lot of meetings, marketing meetings. But then in addition to that, though, I still love to have my own boots in the ground. So I still go to job sites. I still visit with clients. I still communicate with all of the clients especially clients that you just need a little bit more of hand holding or is in a more dire situation and just needs that extra care, extra comforting. And then in addition to that, we also then go into the community. We are trying to become more involved in the community, so we're attending more community events, doing more community outreach, and just, as I said, it ebbs and flows, but it's a little bit of everything.
What have been some of the greatest challenges with your restoration business, and how have you helped overcome these challenges?
At the beginning, I would say one of the biggest challenges that I personally faced was showing up at a house and you have the clients will look at you and say, "Are there men coming?" That's, that I at the beginning that was a bit of a surprise to me, so to speak. And we had to kind of prove ourselves for having a women-led office and a women-led enterprise. It was a challenge, but I'm grateful because I also I have a good support system. As you mentioned, the company is myself, my husband, and his twin brother. And then in addition to that, our team, we do have a big female-based group. So, and I like to say my girls know they could demo a house. They could, there's nothing that they can't do. And we've been able to, over the years, as the community got to know us, they've accepted it, and we never allowed that to deter us in our journey, and it's been good.
That sounds great. And I'm glad you could be such a leader, to your team and navigate through that. What's some of the best advice you have received? And, to add on to that, what advice would you give to young women aspiring to leadership roles, particularly in restoration and cleaning?
I would say no matter what, you can do it. There's no task too big. There is no job site too dirty that you cannot navigate through. And there's nothing really in this industry, there's no cut and dry method on doing anything 100%. Like you can walk into, and I like to say every contractor does things differently. So, one contractor will tell you cut from right to left, and the other one will tell you cut from left to right. Just because someone is telling you that this is the only way to do something doesn't mean it is. And as a woman, we know how to think outside the box. And as long as you know that you can do anything, if you want to do it, you will be able to succeed in this industry.
Well, that's great advice. And, to wrap this all up, what do you expect for your business this year? And I know you don't have a crystal ball there, but do you have any expectations for the entire restoration industry as a whole?
So for our business this year, I mentioned we are trying to do more within the community, and that's kind of our biggest goal this year is to make sure that the community, not only do they know us for restoration, but for all of the other things that we can that we want to be a part of, within everything, within the community as a whole. On the business side, we are growing into the commercial space, and we do want to continue with that growth. And for the restoration industry as a whole, there's a lot of changes. It's changing a lot, especially with insurance and with the economy, I would say, and with just the way the weather is moving things around, unexpected weather in different states and all that good stuff. So I think I'm interested to see how the insurance industry responds to this. But I do feel like it's going to be a thing where more and more restoration companies are going to focus more on the client.
Well, thank you for all your great insights today, and I look forward to seeing what you guys do in this coming year.
Oh, thank you so much, and thank you for meeting with me. This was amazing. Thank you very much.